Good morning, everyone. This is Crystal from Zen Fully Aware Performance Coaching, and this is Joe. He's going to be joining me this morning for a hip opener practice. We carry a lot of stress kind of in our hips and our shoulders. Not kind of, we do carry a lot of stress in our hips. And so when we take our practice and we allow them to open, we create space, we create that expansion. We also create a foundation to release some of that stress, some of that anxiety that we're carrying around, which allows this part of the body to just feel a little better. It allows us to walk better. It allows us to run better. It allows us to do all the exercises, all the fitness, ride bikes, everything that we want to do. When we open the hips, we feel a little looser. So we're going to start today in child's pose. We're going to come back onto the mat. Gently bring the knees to the outer edges of the mat. Bring the big toes together. We'll shift the hips back towards the heels as we slowly stretch the arms out, bringing the fingers close to the top of the mat. Allow the forehead to come down to the mat. And the space that is created between the knees, we allow our belly to expand through as we inhale. Focus on the breath. Shifting the hips back towards the heels. If you have any issues with the knees, or if the hips are tight and they're not kind of sinking back to the heels, you can bring the hips above the knees and walk the hands out into puppy pose. Whatever is more comfortable for you in this moment. And as we work through the practice, the hips will open a little bit more each time and really begin to release. Gently engage the arms. So we're going to lift the elbows off the mat. Bring the finger pads and the thumb pads to the mat. As if we're shooting spider webs out of the palms. Again, we're still focusing on the breath. Still allowing the spine to lengthen out. Allowing the tailbone to shift back slightly. Very gently, on the next inhale, draw forward, keeping the finger pads and the thumb pads lifted, or keeping the palms lifted, the finger pads and thumb pads pressed into the mat. Draw forward, press in. And if we're not feeling that, we can always take the palms down to the mat. Curl the toes under, bring the knees underneath the hips, and gently we'll press the palms into the mat, coming into our tabletop pose. Draw the belly in, draw the shoulders back. Nice neutral spine. The head is going forward, the gaze is down towards the mat, and we'll cycle through a couple cat-cows, just warming up the spine. On the inhale, bring the chin, chest, and tailbone to rise. Draw the breath in deeply, and as the belly expands towards the mat, we gently press the air out, exhaling, bringing the chin towards the chest, the navel to the spine, and the tailbone towards the mat. And just as you observed the breath throughout our child's pose, take this cat-cow with your own flow of your breath, your own motion. If you feel a little bit more, that you need a little bit more in one area, you can stay there for a little bit longer. Focus a little more attention on that exhale perhaps, or focus a little more attention on the inhale, receiving or giving. We're gently going to draw back to a neutral spine and lengthen out through the right leg. Press the toes towards the mat. The heel comes to the back of the mat. If you feel you're leaning over to the left side, and we'll actually do the right leg. So I'm used to mirroring, and my right leg becomes my left. So we'll take that right leg out. Gently bring the knee into the chest. Get a nice range of motion. Press that knee forward as far as you can. If it only comes to here, wonderful. If you get it a little bit closer to the chest or chin, wonderful. Gently press the leg back. Bend the knee, drawing the heel close to the glute, and allow the knee to come to the outside. Take a little circle with the hip. First front, and then we'll take a circle back. Draw back to center and extend the leg. Draw the knee forward once more and gently release, nice and long. Float that knee down to the mat and take a little swivel with the hips over to the right side. Bring the gaze to the left. And gently draw back to center. Coming over to the opposite side, left leg extends, press the heel back. We're going to draw the hip into the socket as we're pressing the heel back. It's that opposing force. Use the top of the right foot as balance. Again, if you feel you're leaning over, square the hips, draw the knee into the chest, and gently extend, nice and long. Bend the knee, draw the heel close to the glute. Take the knee towards the outside, towards the left side, and gently begin to circle. First front, and then back. Try to keep the arms nice and strong. If we feel like we're leaning, really press those palms in. And gently extend the leg back once more. Float the knee forward. Bring the leg back and gently reach the left knee down to the mat. Bring the hips over to the left side. Take the gaze to the right. And gently draw back to center. Beautiful. Curl the toes under. Lift the knees just slightly off the mat. So we're engaging the core. We're taking some pressure off the shoulders and the wrists. Gently press the chest back towards the thighs, lengthening out through the spine. Bring the gaze between the knees and lengthen out the legs, coming into down dog. Take a little pedal out. Take some time. I always give a couple or a minute, couple breaths of free movement here. So whatever you're feeling, whatever your body kind of gives you messages, as we draw back to center, we find our stillness. Bend the knees slightly. Shift the hips into the sky. So we're kind of rotating. We're not kind of. We are rotating the pelvis just slightly. Getting a little bit of extra opening on those hamstrings. Gently lengthen out through the knees. Draw the heels close to the mat and lift the right leg. Bend the knee, bring the heel close to the glute, take the knee to the outside, and allow that right foot to fall towards the left. Square the shoulders, point the toes, and take a nice little circle with the ankle, loosening the joint and opening that hip. Square the hips and gently draw the right leg down. Bring both knees to the mat. So we spent a lot of time on our shoulders. Walk the hands back to the knees. Come into kneeling position. And reach the fingertips nice and high. Grounding through the knees. Use the tops of the feet as support. Gently draw the left hand down. Bring the right hand over. So we're using that whole left side, grounding out through the knee, all the way to the fingertips. Gently draw back to center and take our right hand down towards the knee. Our left side open. And gently back through center. Slowly walk or reach the hands down towards the mat. Walk the hands above the shoulders. Curl the toes under, lift the knees. Preparing for our down dog once more. Take the chest and torso back towards the thighs and lengthen out through the legs. Reach the left leg high into the air. Bend the knee. Bend the knee, bring the heel close to the glutes, bring the knee to the outside and allow that foot to fall over towards the right. Point the toe. Take a nice little circle with the ankle. And gently square the hips back to center. Lower the foot down and take a little pedal out on the legs. Gently walk the feet to the top of the mat. Stay in this forward fold. Allow the head and neck to become heavy. And just imagine everything that we're letting go from the hips. Anything we've been holding on to for the past couple weeks. Even from this morning, perhaps. Inhale, rise slowly. Sweep the hands to the sky. Fully expand. Fingertips are pressed towards the sky. We draw the shoulders down the back. Shoulder blades down the back. Breathe in that beautiful air. And exhale, release. Swan dive all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. Take a slow. Bring opposite hands to opposite elbows. And take a nice little sway side to side. Very gently draw back to center. Keep the hands at the elbows and begin to roll up vertebra by vertebra, slowly stacking one on top of the other. Draw the elbows above the head. And again, take a beautiful breath in. We'll bring the elbows back slightly, again opening the shoulders just a tad. Keeping the hips facing forward, gently rotate the torso towards the right side. Slowly draw back to center and exhale over to the left. Open the eyes, get a different perspective. We're gazing in different directions. Keep those hips facing forward. So we don't want to move the whole body or the knee. We really want that separation. And gently draw back to center. Reach those hands high. Exhale all the way down. Step back with the right foot. Inhale, rise, crescent lunge. Woo. Gently release the hands down to frame the foot. Bring the right knee down to the mat. Keep the right hand onto the mat. And heel toe, we're going to take the left hand to the left knee. Heel toe the left foot out slightly. Use that hand to help that hip externally rotate, bringing the knee outside. We'll draw the bottom of the foot into our sight. And try to stay nice and strong. A lot of people will lean forward into this. Try to keep the external rotation in the hip. We're keeping the right hip straight, stable. Gently use that left hand to guide the knee back. Internally rotate. This time we're going to bring the left hand to the inside. Curl the right toe under and scooch that right knee back just slightly. Stay here in our upright and gently feel the release from the hips. Slowly curl the right toes under, plant through the hands, draw that right knee back to 90 degrees. Keep that toe curled under, lift the right knee, and we're going to draw the left leg back. So we're sweeping that left leg nice and long and float that foot down to the mat. Again, take a little pedal out, take a couple breaths to really listen to your body. Slowly walk all the way up. Bring the feet to the hands. And bring opposite hands to opposite elbows once more. Take a little sway side to side. The hips should feel just a little more open. Draw back to center and slowly roll vertebra by vertebra, stacking right on top of the other. Bring the elbows above the head. Keep the hands at opposite elbows. Take the elbows back slightly, open the chest. Release anything from the heart, just as we did through the hips. And gently draw back to center. Take a nice little twist over to the right. Notice maybe we go a little bit deeper. We bring that gaze towards the right bicep. And gently draw back to center. Exhale over to the left. And again, bring that gaze towards the left bicep. Gently draw back to center. Slowly reach the hands nice and long. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release, and step back with the left foot. Inhale, rise. Crescent lunge, find that stability. Sink in a little bit deeper. Feel the pelvis. And exhale all the way down. Frame the foot. Lower the left knee to the mat. And bring the right hand to the right knee. Heel toe the foot over to the right side. And use that right hand to gently guide, gently externally rotate the hip. Guide that knee over to the right. Again, we're going to bring the bottom of our foot into view. And again, try not to sink down, or we really want to use this time to open the right hip. Notice any difference between the right side and the left side. Slowly use that hand to bring the knee forward. Lower the left hand or the right hand to the inside. So both hands are on the inside. Curl the left toes under and draw that left knee back slightly. Keep the knee on the mat. And listen to your breath. Listen to your body. Feel anywhere that the body is contracting, that the body is trying to hold on. Take the breath there, create space, and let it go. Slowly curl the left toes under, draw the left knee up just slightly. Keep the toes curled as we lift the left knee. Press through the hands, and we're going to sweep the right leg back into three-leg dog. Float the right foot to the ground. Take a little pedal out. And gently bend both knees. Draw the belly to the thighs. Take the gaze to the fingers and slowly hop or step to the front of the mat. So we can hop with one hop. Or if we don't make it in one hop, we can take several little bunny hops to the top of the mat. Stay in this forward fold. Inhale, rise. And exhale, release. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower down. Heel toe the feet to the outer edges. So outer edges of the feet come to outer edges of the mat. Keep the right hand tracking above the right foot. Bend into the right knee, lengthening out the left leg. Rotate over and lift the left arm. So again, we want to keep nice and long. We're rooting through that right hand, lifting the left fingers. Take the gaze towards and slowly reach down. We're going to shift over, bring that left hand tracking above. And gently draw back to center. Press both hands into the mat. Bend the knees slightly. We're going to step back with both feet, so we can step or hop back with both feet. Beautiful. Shift the hips high into our down dog. And find some stillness for a couple breaths. Gently draw the right foot between the hands. Inhale, rise. Come a little bit deeper into that right knee, into that front knee. And slowly take the right hand behind the back. Press the left heel back. Bring the left arm over. So you're going to get a beautiful opening from the heel all the way to the fingertips. Should feel a nice opening right through the hip area. Gently draw back to center. Exhale down. And sweep the right leg nice and long. Right foot floats to the mat as we bring the left foot forward. Taking the knee into the chest and plant the foot in between the hands. Inhale, rise. Soften the shoulder blades down the back. We're lifting it through the torso, taking a little pressure off the quad. We're still engaging the glutes. Finding our balance. Reach that left hand behind the back. Press the right heel towards the back of the mat as we draw that right hand over to the left side. Slowly draw back to center. Release the left hand. Exhale down to frame the foot. Ground through the palms as we sweep the left leg back. Left toes come to meet the right toes. We take a nice little pedal out and bring the feet to the outer edges of the mat. Walk the hands back towards the feet as we lower the hips, the pelvis, and the glutes towards the mat. So my heels are still lifted. I'm still working on my opening. Joe has a wonderful squats or malasana. We'll bring the right hand in the center. So tracking a little bit further out, take the right hand down. Slowly rotate. So here we have to keep the hips facing forward. Rotate the body and reach the left hand high. Gently take the left hand down, replace the right hand, and reach that right hand nice and long. Slowly bring both hands down. Draw the hands back slightly so we have our knee right about low tricep height. And we're gently going to use those triceps as slight leverage to open the hips. So we're going to really let go. And you should feel yourself letting go. You have that support of the triceps. Try to lift through the chest. And slowly, we're going to walk the hands out, draw the knees close to the mat, bring the big toes together and shift back into our child's pose. Gently draw forward. Bring the knees together. Draw the heels close to the glutes, and we'll take a nice little shift back and forth, little windshield wiper. Bring both knees to one side and shift onto the tush. Extend the right leg out, draw the the left bottom of the foot to the inner thigh. Keep that right foot flexed and allow the left knee to come towards the mat. Walk the right hand down towards the toes. If it comes to the knee, wonderful. If it comes to the ankle, if it comes to the toes, wherever it lands, rotate so that we're in line and slowly reach the left hand high. Gently lower the left hand down, plant it into the ground, rotate that right foot so we're planting it, and we're going to lift. So if you need the extra support of the right hand to lift through and gently reach. We'd like the whole sole of the foot on the ground. We don't want it lifted, because when we lower the foot to the ground, we feel a different opening in the body. Lengthen out the right fingers over top of the head, so we have a full energy from the outer edge of the foot all the way to the fingers. Slowly sweep the hand down. You can use it as support or gently sweeping it around and lifting the fingers to the sky. Gazing towards the fingers. Again, we're going to sweep down, gently sweep across the mat, and draw ourselves back to center. Switching sides. Left leg comes out, right bottom of the foot to the mat. We'll tiptoe those left fingertips down, again, wherever they land. We really just want to get that nice little rotation so that the spine is in alignment with the leg. So we're trying, if we feel ourselves here, just gently rotate and lift the right fingertips to the sky. Just take a little time. If you find that the right knee begins to lift, gently allow that hip and sometimes it'll take a little bit of practice, and that's okay. Slowly take the right hand down, release the left hand, plant the right hand into the ground. Again, you can use that left hand as support. Rotate the left foot to plant and lift through the hips. Reach the left hand nice and high. Draw the glutes in. Press out through the outer edge of that left foot and gently extend the fingers over the head. Reaching the fingertips nice and long. Slowly sweep the hands towards the mat. We'll lower the hips. Release the toes to the sky and lift the left fingertips back towards the clouds or the ceiling. Take the gaze towards the fingers. Another gentle sweep. And slowly push the dock away. Gently take both legs out. We're in this nice wide leg stance. Bring the hands to the center. Press the hips into the mat, into the ground. Keep the chest lifted, broad through the chest. We're wrapping our abs around, or wrapping our obliques around the torso and gently walking forward. It's not a matter of how far we go. It's a matter of what we release. Give yourself permission to, again, just feel that weight. Just feel everything lift. Anything that's been holding you down, anything that's been holding you back, this is the time. Slowly walk the hands back towards the inner thighs. You can use the hands to the outside of the thighs to bring both knees in. Give ourselves a nice big hug. We'll bring the heels as close to the glutes as possible. If you're not feeling that, just allow the heels to come, or allow the knees to bend where they are. Bring the hands to the shins, or gently give yourself a nice big hug. And slowly walk the hands down. We'll come down to the elbows and roll down onto our backs. Bring the feet to opposite edges of the mat. Bring the hands onto the hips and just allow the feet to fall in opposite directions. Allow the hands to rest on the hips, knowing, just giving them a little bit of support. Begin to melt into the mat. All thoughts, begin to drift on this wonderful water that surrounds us. I'd like you to try Shavasana for at least 60 seconds. You have to count the seconds in your head. Just really give yourself the opportunity to be within yourself. Once you feel your 60 seconds, you can slowly start to awaken the body. First the toes and the fingers, the ankles and the wrists, the knees and the elbows. Very gently roll to the right side. And slowly use your left hand to guide yourself into seated position. Legs can be crossed or they can be extended. Hands can be at the knees or they can be at the heart. We open the hips, we find our range of motion, and we begin to release our tight-held beliefs. We begin to find our truth, and we begin to let our light shine today and all our days. Namaste. I'd love to hear your comments, your feedback. My email is crystal@zenfullyaware.com, and my YouTube channel is ZenfullyAware. And I look forward to hearing from all of you, and I look forward to seeing you in more practices. Thank you. Talk soon.